All Hit Radio.
Welcome to the X Zone, a place where fact is fiction and fiction is reality. Now, here's your host, Rob McConnell.
Welcome back to the X Zone, everyone. My name is Rob McConnell, coming to you from our broadcast center in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. Worldwide toll-free 1-800-610-7035. My email address is xzone@xzoneradiotv.com. That's XZONE at xzoneradiotv.com. On all social media sites, X Zone Radio TV, and our website, www.xzoneradiotv.com. And if you'd like to listen to past shows, you can go to our archive page at www.xzonepodcast.com. One of the mysteries that we've been following since Saturday is the disappearance of Malaysian Airlines Flight 370. Well, doing the show for 22 years, I've really come to the conclusion that I've never seen it all, I've never heard it all, and that was proved to me this morning when I came to the office. I opened up my email, and there was an email from John Ventry, who is the state director for the state of Pennsylvania of MUFON, that's a mutual UFO network, claiming that Malaysian Flight 370 was abducted by extraterrestrials. No, I'm not making this up. This is an actual email. And if you go to www.xzoneradiotv.com/flight370.htm, I've got web shots of the email to prove to you people that I'm not making this up, because what you're going to hear in the next couple of minutes is totally bizarre, not to mention ludicrous, factless, and it just goes to show the mentality of the UFO community. Listen to this. This is the email. Malaysian Flight 370 solved by John Ventry. Although authorities are baffled, the fact is that large aircraft cannot just disappear. Or can they? Between black boxes, transponders, radar, debris fields, explosion, and missile strike signatures, evidence is always left behind. The one explanation that hasn't been mentioned by mainstream media, all right, now here's where he starts blaming the media, is that the plane and its passengers were abducted by extraterrestrials. This truth has a long history. And then he cites, number one, December of 1945, 5 bombers from Fort Lauderdale took off and disappeared in clear weather. A large Martin Mariner was sent up to find Flight 19. They disappeared also. 6 planes and 27 crew vanished. Number two, in 1953, General Benjamin Chidlaw said, and this is a quote, "We have stacks of flying saucer reports. We take them very seriously, and when you consider how many men and women and planes we have lost trying to intercept them," give us the rest of it. It's not there. Number three, and the final point, on November 23rd, 1953, an F-89C Scorpion jet was scrambled from Kinross Air Force Base to intercept a UFO. On radar, the two merge, and the jet and its 4 crew member vanished. The U.S. military monitors everything using sonar, radar, and satellites. I'm certain our satellites observed what really happened, but that's a truth that can't be revealed. And it's signed John V., www.johnventry.com. So according to the Mutual UFO Network's state director in Pennsylvania, John Ventry, Malaysian Airlines Flight 370 was abducted by extraterrestrials. So let me try and understand the logic behind making such a statement. And then having the gall to actually send this email stating that the media and the government is responsible for explaining to the public that Malaysian Airlines Flight 370, complete with crew and passengers, were abducted by extraterrestrials. This is why mainstream and credible media has not taken ufology very seriously. They make these statements without any facts, without any proof, and they enjoy their 5 or 6 seconds of fame. You know, what evidence does, and this is in quotations, Pennsylvania State Director of MUFON, John Ventry, who is a self-professed UFO expert, have to make such a claim? Well, I sent him an email, and in my email it said, "Hi, John, so what are you implying, that there is a UFO connection or greater conspiracy connection? And if so, what is the evidence that leads you to your conclusions?" Here's what I got back from him. Let me see. I sent that to John at 10:43 in the morning. At 11:07 this morning, I received his reply. You ready for this? This is an exact quote, and this too will be up on our page. Very well could be. The evidence is no evidence of a crash. Now, I'm going to repeat this because you're probably saying, what the hell did he say? This is what John Ventry, the Pennsylvania State Director of MUFON, said in reply to me questioning him on his evidence to the statement that he's made that Malaysian Airlines Flight 370 is solved, it was abducted by extraterrestrials. His reply to me was, very well could be. The evidence is no evidence of a crash. Alrighty. So have you taken a sip of water or something else that will stimulate you to listen to the rest of this without shaking your head too hard that it gives you a headache? Well, why don't we take a look and see who John Ventry is? We went to his website and we found out that he's the retired State Security and Public Affairs Director for UPS and was his company's liaison to his local congressman. John and other executives would meet quarterly with 4 senators and 22 Congress people. John used to also head up his company's crisis management team for 3 states. He's a member of the FBI's InfraGard group and the DHS Regional Business Coalition. Now, the FBI InfraGard, each field office has a special agent coordinator who gathers interested individuals to form a chapter. It's something like a neighborhood watch, I would imagine. But they can't call it that because it's FBI. Any individual can actually join the InfraGard. Local executive boards govern and share information within the membership. Chapters hold regular meetings to discuss issues, threats, and other matters that impact their companies. Speakers from public and private agencies and law enforcement agencies and communities are also invited to speak. Now, John, as I said, is the Pennsylvania State Director for the Mutual UFO Network. He's the author of 4 books. They're all novels, by the way, about UFOs and the Mayan 2012 prophecy, which didn't happen. He's a lifetime member of the NRA, so if there's any aliens listening, watch out. He loves guns. He sits on the board of directors for the JDRF, the Westmoreland Economic Growth Connection, MUFON, and Rotary. He's the co-inventor of a wood splitter. And listen to this, Exonation. He owns the themed Mexican restaurant trademark, Flying Salsa. Well, I think he should get another trademark called Flying Bowl. He appeared on UFOs Over Earth, the series, in 2008, UFO Hunters in 2009, The Anderson Cooper Show in 2012, Destination America in 2013, and Hangar 1 in 2014. By the way, I saw that Hangar 1 TV show. I thought it sucked. John has appeared on numerous radio shows and is a speaker at various UFO paranormal conferences such as MUFON and the Paradigm Symposiums, UFO Congress, and Forteans conferences. He's also lectured at, Drexel University. He gives 4 different presentations: End Time Prophecy, The Case for UFOs, UFOs in Arts and History, and the 2008 PA UFO Wave. Is that what they do at ball games in Pennsylvania? They give it the UFO Wave? Yeah. Now, after reviewing his credentials, which, by the way, he has none that pertains to aircraft safety, aircraft crash investigations. So how can he make such a ludicrous statement that Malaysian Airlines Flight 370 was abducted by extraterrestrials? I guess the winters are long in Pennsylvania. Give you my take. Okay. A UFO-themed Mexican restaurant, writing about UFOs, lecturing on UFOs, radio and television appearances on UFOs. Yeah, sure, you can do that. You don't have to have any credentials or experience to do that. Now, when it comes to training, certification, credentials, authority, or experience in aircraft crash, disappearances, search rescue operations, and investigations, he has none. According to his website, he has none. The disappearance of the Malaysian Airlines Flight 370 was within the range of civilian and military radar tracking systems we know, not only in one country, but many of the surrounding countries. And if in fact there was any evidence whatsoever that another craft, terrestrial or otherwise, was in the area of the Malaysian Airlines Flight 370, how come there's been no mention of a UFO, and I'm calling a UFO here an unidentified flying object, or bogey, by civilian or military officials from the multinational search and rescue coalition that's formed? How come? The answer? Because there is none. Plain and simple. The people that I just mentioned who work in the military and the civilian offices, they deal in reality, not in a world where every unexplained event cannot be explained at the speed of the internet, as the work of UFOs and extraterrestrials being protected and guarded by a worldwide government conspiracy. There were no reports of any UFO sightings or reports found anywhere in the area on the date and time where the Malaysian Airlines Flight 370 was last reported. Now, no matter what the UFO fanatics or UFOnatics, as I call them, claim, there is no conspiracy or cover-up by any nation or corporate entity that Malaysian Airlines Flight 370 was abducted by extraterrestrials. Hello? Is anybody home? Do you get it? The aliens did not abduct Flight 370. If there is a conspiracy involving UFOs, extraterrestrials, or alien abductions, in my opinion, it's the UFO community and all their little members who are responsible for starting this conspiracy and keeping it alive all these years. After all, if there's a conspiracy, a cover-up by the government agencies of the world, they have no evidence. And even if they have it, the men in black come and threaten them, take the evidence, and this is a dream world. They probably really do believe that the cow jumped over the moon, the dish ran away with the spoon, and I'm sure that they believe in the Sandman, leprechauns, the Easter Bunny, and of course, my favorite, Santa Claus. So let me ask you who is more credible here. A, Malaysian Airlines, the Malaysian government, the Malaysian military, the NTSB, the FBI, Boeing, Interpol, all of who have hundreds of thousands of hours of professional experience, professional crash search and rescue credentials, and investigative experience with worldwide assets and resources. Or, here's your second choice, gang, John Ventry, PA State Director for the Mutual UFO Network. You be the judge. Go to www.xzoneradio.com and enter your answer in our poll that's online, and the poll is actually located directly beneath our current worldwide listener map. I don't profess to be an expert or authority on aircraft crashes or aircraft investigations, but based on my grasp of reality, the people I talk to, the documents and statements pertaining to the Malaysian Airline Flight 370 from credible sources that I've read, I believe, and you can quote me on this, I believe that the crash or the mystery location of Malaysian Airlines Flight 370 will be found along with recovering of remains of crew, passengers, the black box voice recorder, and the black box flight data recorder. And it will have and has nothing to do with the abduction by aliens or extraterrestrials. It's going to be a very sad day, Exo Nation. Another black eye, continuing loss of credibility, if any credibility can be given to the UFO community, the UFOnatics, UFO glory seekers, UFO woo-woos, and those of the sub-media, and by the way, I'm talking about the internet radio shows here, or they're not really radio shows, they're audio shows, okay, so let's call them internet audio shows. When the crash or the aircraft or the location Airlines Flight 370 is found with no aliens around. And what about all the psychics who claim to have the ability to see into the future? There were no psychic predictions on the events surrounding the mystery of Malaysian Airlines Flight 370, nor have any psychics come forward with predictions to the location and what really happened to that flight. Now, my thought and prayers go out to those who have lost loved ones in this mystery, this horrible loss, and the highest regard and respect for the men and women who are working so hard to bring this mystery to an end and closure to those who have lost their loved ones. So tell me, what's next? Will Bigfoot, the Loch Ness Monster, angels, demons, ghosts, leprechauns, and other aspects of the paranormal be blamed for the disappearance of Flight 370? We'll find out soon, my friend. But until then, the world of the UFO believers, researchers, wahoos, yoo-hoos, whatever they want to call themselves, state directors, you need a reality check. You need to look at all the evidence, think rationally. Hey, there's nothing wrong with thinking outside the box, but do it in a realistic way. Not every mystery, and there hasn't been one mystery on this planet that has been proven to be the work of extraterrestrials. For the X Zone Radio and TV show and the X Chronicles newspaper, I'm Rob McConnell.